If you thought chocolate cake was off the menu because it was too high in fat and calories, my frosted, moist mocha cake is just the answer. It's better for you, and it is loaded with all the goodness that gets you in a good mood. I use whole wheat pastry flour to replace some of the regular flour. I need 3/4 of a cup, then a 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour, and I like to combine the two for cookies and cakes because it gives me just the right balance of moist tenderness and goodness. Then I use a 1/2 cup of Dutch processed cocoa powder. It actually replaces some of the flour in a typical cake. Now a teaspoon of baking powder, and this allows the cake to rise. A teaspoon of baking soda, and this also will help give the cake rise when it combines with the acidity from the bit of yogurt that I'm going to be adding later. Now just a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Give that a nice whisk together. No need to sift the ingredients, and you can see this is going to be a real rich dark chocolate cake already. Okay, that's the dry ingredients. Now on to the wet. 2 tablespoons of butter, and this is much less butter than is in a typical chocolate cake. And the other fat that I'm using is canola oil, and I use this oil to replace some of the fat that might normally be butter. I need 2 ounces of chocolate. I usually look for 60 to 70% cocoa solids. I'm just going to pop this in the microwave for 90 seconds to melt. Okay, now my eggs. I'm going to use 2 whole eggs and 2 egg whites. And that's so I have all the wonderful protein from the egg, which gives the cake structure, but only a fraction, really half, of the cholesterol that's all in the yolk. So I'm skipping out on 2 yolks there. Now I'll put my butter in. It's really important to let the butter cool before you add it to the eggs. Otherwise you wind up with scrambled eggs, cooked scrambled eggs. And to that I'm going to add some yogurt. Plain low-fat yogurt, 1½ cups. And this adds an amazing richness to the cake with very little fat. Thickens it, keeps it moist, and it reacts with the baking soda to give it a nice rise. Some vanilla, 2 teaspoons, and some sugar, 3/4 of a cup. It's regular sugar. It is dessert after all. And I can really smell that vanilla. And it's interesting because vanilla has actually been shown to comfort people in times of stress. Okay, my next uplifting element is coffee. A little bit of espresso, a tablespoonful in some hot water. And my chocolate's ready. You could also melt this in a double boiler over the stove, but I find the microwave is the quickest, easiest way to do it. Now I have my 2 lovely mood-boosting ingredients, the espresso and the chocolate. All right, now is the time for dry to meet wet. And the trick is, with any cake or muffin, just not to overmix. If you overbeat, you wind up with a tough cake or muffin. It's just looking so rich and lovely. Okay, that's ready to be poured into a baking pan. 9 by 13-inch baking pan. I've sprayed that with a little cooking spray, so there will be no sticking. I'm just gonna pour that in. The chocolate smells so rich. Can't wait to smell it baking. All right, I'll just let that bake at 350 for 25 to 30 minutes. My cake is out, it's cooled, and it is ready to be frosted. It is looking mighty nice, I must say. And to make the frosting, it's really, really simple. I'm just going to dump all the ingredients in this bowl and whip them together, starting with 1 package, an 8-ounce package of Neufchâtel cheese, which is a reduced fat cream cheese. To that, I'm going to add 1/3 of a cup of confectioner's sugar. I'm using confectioner's sugar because it will dissolve really easily into the frosting. And my cream cheese has been sitting out at room temperature for a little while, so it's nice and soft and it's easy to blend. Now in here I have 1 teaspoon of espresso powder, the same stuff I used in the cake, and this is going to echo the flavor in the cake. I'm just going to pour that in. It's dissolved in a teaspoon of water, hot water. And now I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of coffee liqueur, and you can just find this in a regular liquor store. Then I'm basically just going to whip this all up together. Just going to blend it until it's all nice and smooth and well integrated. All right, that's all done. Super fast. Beautiful beige color, it just screams mocha. Just know you're getting something chocolatey and coffee-ish. I think this is going to be everything I've promised. Well, I hope so anyway. Really a delicious, moist mocha cake with a rich cream cheese frosting. And it comes in at about 200 calories a slice, so why wouldn't you? It really picks you up. Alrighty. Now for the crowning glory. I'm gonna shave some chocolate on top. Again, dark chocolate, the same I used in the cake. I'm just gonna shave 1 square here. Just shave it around, and it's nice to actually get it on the plate because it looks really pretty too. Just like little chocolate snowflakes.